Good morning, everyone.
Good
How is your
morning.
week, Tasha? Oh, actually, you know what? No, before we get there, we have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Good morning, everyone.
Yay!
This is Elena. This is a friend I've had for quite a while, and she's going to join us today to talk about it.
Yay! Thank you for joining us, Elena.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Tasha's a little bit under the weather today.
I am. I have got a bit of a cough.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it's okay because I'm always sick,
Always.
according to Dustin.
Literally always. It's like the fifth time this school year.
Oh no, it's been more than that.
Oh, see? Proving my point.
Well,
Exactly.
the fact that you said school year makes me think that that's not a good thing, germy kids.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's kids. Always the kids' fault.
always the kid's fault. So, how was everyone's week?
It's going good. Just doing schoolwork. Nothing too exciting.
Okay.
Oh, nice. What are you going to school for?
To be a rad tech,
Oh,
so doing
so,
X-rays and stuff like that.
right, medical field.
Yes,
Oh my goodness. Power to you, girl.
thank you.
Yeah. I grew up like with my parents constantly working in hospitals, so it's one of those things where other people hate hospitals. I honestly really like hospitals.
I'm starting to like hospitals more and more.
I'm indifferent about them.
Well, that's good that you don't hate it.
Yeah, it'd be pretty hard if you hated hospitals.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tasha, how was your week?
My week was a whirlwind because at the high school we're getting ready for state testing that is coming up next week for my grade level, and I teach ninth grade. And the state test is the 16th of April, so everybody's scrambling. And Thursday was a day that the freshman teachers have been planning for about 5 weeks now, because it was only going to be freshmen on campus doing things while sophomores tested their state test and juniors and seniors were out on a field trip. So the freshman teachers, which includes me, helped design a lesson, like lessons, and a whole schedule and a whole like roster situation for all of the English teachers to follow, and they would all help us with the freshmen, and it was crazy. It was crazy. In action, it could have gone way smoother, but overall, we were pleased with it.
You know what they say, best laid plans, right?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Never mind. It's too early in the morning. Well, I'm ready to get into it if you guys are.
All right, let's get started.
All right, hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What M Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with two people today. Yay, because we
Dustin.
got a special guest. One of them is.
Dustin. Most important, me, Dustin.
Shut up.
Elena.
Yay.
And also Elena.
She said, Elena, if you were so busy talking about yourself.
All I can hear is me.
Yeah, I feel like that's a normal thing.
Yeah, it is. All right, Elena, hit us with one of your dreams.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, you get to start.
A weird dream that I had. Well, I dreamt, so my aunt passed away like a few years ago, and
Sorry to hear that.
thank you. But she was in my dream, and she was actually scary in my dream.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
But in my dream, I was in a house that had a downstairs and upstairs, and it seemed very familiar to me. And in my dream, caught like a glimpse of her running up the stairs. And I was like, that's no way that that's my aunt. And in my dream, I decide to follow her up to the stairs.
Ooh.
And
Why you do that? Okay.
because it's like a scary movie where you do what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I followed her up the stairs. And when I got to the top, she wasn't talking. She was just motioning for me to get closer to her. And
Nope, don't like that.
you don't like that. Yeah, it gets
Don't like
creepy.
that.
Oh boy.
And so I kept on saying, um, her name was Maggie, and I was like, "Is that you?" And she just wouldn't say anything. She just kept smiling and waving at me to come closer. So I went up to her in my dream, and I hugged her. And when I hugged her, she turned black, and then she started pulling on me. And I don't know where she was trying to take me, but she was pulling on me. And then after that, I woke up, and that was the end of my dream, but it was pretty scary.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Yeah.
thank God you woke up. That's terrifying, first of all.
It does sound like a
But
traditional scary movie.
yeah, and I woke up breathing hard and just scared in general.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
That's one of those dreams where, like, I'm going to church, like, the next day. It doesn't matter what day it is, I'm going.
Well, I did throw holy water on my bed afterwards.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I
Hopefully
get
that
that.
worked and you didn't have another one.
No, I never had another dream like that, but it's one of those dreams that stands out like you don't forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodness. And do you watch
Yeah,
scary
so
movies like that?
No, I don't like scary movies. Dustin has tried to get me to watch scary movies before.
Interesting.
she's a big chicken when it comes to that kind of thing.
I am.
So I don't know about you, but Tasha and I have both talked about this several times. Where sometimes we think dreams aren't just dreams, but they're actually like kind of a way for visitors to appear in your dream.
Mm-hmm.
To like let you know they're okay or something like that. That sounds like there was something there trying to get you though, and I don't like that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. Like, I think dreams can, your loved ones can come back and talk to you, visit with you, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, I don't think that was the case in this one. Definitely not.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was your aunt like a prankster, or did she like to joke around?
She has a fun personality, but I don't think that she would have. I don't imagine her thinking like that.
I see.
No, it sounds like something wearing her face more than anything else. That's crazy.
Yep, something disguised. Interesting. Yeah, I've had dreams. I think I might have talked about it before in the podcast where I dream about loved ones who've passed away, and it's just like we're hanging out and visiting. But I
Yeah.
haven't had one like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
So
expected you had one like that.
so I guess I'll go next. So one of the dreams I had yesterday afternoon, really, before
Mhm.
I got out, in keeping with the theme of dead people, I guess I was a member of a family of four. I wasn't me in the dream. I was one of the kids in a family of four. It was two boys, a father, and a mother, but the mother had been missing for quite a while and she was presumed dead, right? Well, someone had showed up at her house with a piece of one of her, what do you call it, charm bracelet. And,
Oh.
it was like, this belongs to your wife. We found this in the canals over here. And we were like, in the canals, really? Because they said they searched the canals and they didn't find anybody. And he said, yeah. And so we went to the canals we made this plan because we figured the cops weren't going to help, obviously. So we went to the canals and we go looking and we finding more and more pieces of like her charm bracelet and her necklace and things like that. And then we find what feels like a body for sure. And
Mm.
so we pull it out. It's not her. And then
Oh,
as we're searching throughout the thing, we find two more bodies. So we find a total of three bodies, and we pull them out and we pull them onto the bank. And then it like transitions to like a cop is there with us, and there's some other people standing there, and these other people must have been families of the bodies that we pulled out because they're yelling at the cops and they're going, "How did you not find these bodies before? You know, when you said you dragged the canals and everything, and here they are right here. How is it that these people found the missing people and you couldn't?" And the cops were just like giving us death stares, like they were like, "Can't believe you made us look bad," blah blah blah. And then I woke
oh,
up.
oh no!
Yeah,
Good grief!
Very detailed dream.
it was very detailed. Specifically, one of the charms I remember was a heart that it was two pieces that kind of split on an axis and rotated. It was really cool looking.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Your dream, your dream reminds me of those videos on YouTube where there are people who go with like really, really powerful magnets and go to just random canals and search for whatever they
yeah.
can find.
So I've seen those videos, but have you also seen the videos of the people that go to like lakes and reservoirs uh, looking for missing people?
No.
Yes,
The
that's
I've seen a
really
few of them
interesting.
on TikTok. What?
They're on YouTube too. They're really interesting. They look for missing and people, and they end up finding like a car that's been in the lake for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And usually the body is still in there.
Mhm.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they'll match up the license plate and everything, and then they'll call the local police and have
Mm-hmm.
them pull the car out.
Dang, I've not seen those. Now I'm interested in looking that up.
You should. I think I've followed a couple of the accounts on TikTok.
I've seen like scuba divers and with metal detectors and the big old magnets, but I haven't seen that. Searching for missing people.
It's sad to think about, like that somebody could just go missing because they drove into a lake, and then
Yeah.
nobody knows where they went for 30 years.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, some of them are like people that accidentally drove off into the water. Like they didn't know
Yeah,
that they were at the end of the pier. And the other one that's really sad is that they said people with um, Alzheimer's are drawn to bodies of water. So a lot of like elderly people end up in the water.
yeah.
Yeah. That's sad.
It is.
It's
I wonder
also,
what's with your
well,
charm bracelet.
I don't know. It was weird. I don't think I've ever really dreamed about jewelry like that.
And what were you gonna say a second ago?
I was just gonna say it's also scary to think that like that could happen to anybody. Like that could happen to me at any point, right?
Yeah.
And just
Yep.
like, because I guess I always take it for granted. I'm just like, oh, somebody would find me if I drove into a body of water at some point. Apparently not.
I mean, they might,
They might.
but maybe decades later though.
That's not any more relief.
No, it's not.
It's not a comforting fact at all.
Yeah.
All right, Tasha, what about you? You got a dream that you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's not as morbid. It doesn't have any death in it, but it was alarming in a way. Okay, I dreamt that for some reason I lived in a craftsman house. I don't know if y'all know that
Okay.
style of house, but like it's like the really pretty wooden houses with like wraparound porches that you see in like old parts of towns. Like, I don't know how else to explain it.
Like in
But it's got
Waxahachie?
a, yeah,
Yeah.
and it had a wraparound porch, and our porch was dirty, and we decided to take that day to clean it. So there's like a bunch of toys everywhere that the kids had let stay there for a while, and so in the dream we decided it's time to clean it up. So we were outside. It was a nice sunny day, and the kids were supposed to be helping clean, but it was mostly just me and mom cleaning. Nesta wasn't there for some reason. I don't know. He's probably at work. He's usually in my dreams.
Yeah. Almost always.
Yeah. Well, me and mom were picking up all the stuff, and I remember seeing my kids playing in like my peripheral. And as I was cleaning, I heard my boys run next door to the neighbors to ask the parents who live there if their kids could come out and play. Just like a regular old day. And I'm like, yeah, they're supposed to be helping me clean. That's, that was a weird detail, but I remember while they were playing and I was still cleaning, I noticed a weed growing, and it was like leaning up against the porch, and it was getting really, really tall. And it's like one of those. In my dream, I recognize it as like a very invasive weed that would grow out of control and take over like anything that it grows by. And it started growing like in front of my eyes. It was growing and wrapping around our giant tree in the middle of our yard, and like its leaves were like moving strategically to like wrap itself around it. So I was like, wow, I really need to chop this down because that's alarming because this tree's alive. And I was thinking to myself in the dream, uh maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. It's going to hear me. So it was just like it was just like an invasive weed, a scary invasive weed tree thing. And that's all I remember of that dream.
Years, apparently.
Yeah, I was afraid of it hearing me because it was clearly alive and it wanted to take over.
Dear Lord. You know, it's funny. I thought when you were talking about that dream, I thought you were gonna say that it talks to you, but no, you were
No.
worried that it would hear you.
Yeah.
I imagine it like the beanstalk from Jack and the Beanstalk just growing.
Yeah. It was just like that. Man,
So you should have
I
just
don't
let
know
it
why
keep
I did
growing
that,
and then just climbed it to the top.
but I was scared of it.
Well,
No, I was ready to chop him down.
apparently. And you're like, I can't let him hear my plan, or else he might strangle me. I guess.
I mean, it could have.
I guess. I mean, if it was strangling that tree.
Yeah, like an anaconda.
Well, my anaconda don't want none.
Shut up.
It took you so long.
I was busy rolling my eyes all the way into the back of my head.
Elena, you got another one?
Ooh, I don't think I have another dream right now.
Okay.
I had
Well, I have a
so
couple
many.
more.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you go.
So this this other one that I had is another long one. I was in a schoolroom. I was like in class,
Okay.
and I was in class with some people that I knew. Uh, specifically, I guess you both have heard me talk about Cleo, and Elena knows who Cleo is.
Mhm.
She was in the class with me. We weren't sitting together or anything like that. She was sitting like in a different part of the room. But it was a science class, and we were at lab tables. And they had given us a beaker of clear liquid, which I assumed was water. I don't know. I didn't test it. And then some kind of white powder that looked kind of like salt to put into the liquid and to see if it would dissolve. And after a couple of
Okay.
minutes, it still wasn't dissolving. And like, I raised my hand and I was like the know-it-all. It was like, oh, it's not soluble in water. It won't dissolve. And the teacher was like, that's good. And everybody in the rest of the room just groaned, and that you could tell they were just exhausted with me. Like they were just like, ugh, him again. You know, I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. This is the first time I've ever done anything. But then like after that, I was eating potato chips, right? And I don't know why I was eating potato chips in this class, but I was. I was. They were giving me some kind of allergic reaction. It was a mild allergic reaction though, because it was like making my eyes swell a little bit and my mouth was itchy, but that was it.
No.
Yeah. And then like that was really kind of the end of that dream.
I was hoping you were going to say you had to use the eye rinse machine,
No, I
and
wish.
because that would have been pretty funny.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, what?
it kind of ended with me being like, huh, I didn't know potato chips could give me a an allergic reaction. Of
And you just kept eating them.
course, they're not gonna go to
Like
waste.
me? Like me and cinnamon.
Yeah.
Or like old me and cinnamon, because I don't do that anymore.
There's a cat staring at me right now. I'm outside in my car, and I just looked out the window. And there's a cat sitting on my porch looking at me.
You think it's an omen?
I don't know. He's just staring at me.
You're just a random cat doing
Yeah.
cat things.
Anyway,
I was gonna say, have y'all ever seen anybody use the eye wash machine at school?
not at school.
No, I haven't. Just on YouTube,
Yeah, I've had
what?
to rinse
Dang.
my eyes out.
Oh, me too.
But not with the eye rinse machine.
No, just regular water at the
I feel
regular sink.
I feel like that'd be very embarrassing.
I would be
You think?
laughing.
What do? Wait, you'd be laughing at the person washing their eye, or you'd be laughing because you were washing your eye?
At both. At both. I
Both.
would.
I'd just be laughing at you. That's it.
Rude.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Tosh,
Why did potato chips do that to you? That's funny.
I don't know. They've never done that to me ever in my life.
What'd you say, Elena?
oh, Tosh, I was just going to ask if you've ever seen anyone use it at school.
No, I haven't. It's that giant like pipe looking thing with the little like silver bowls worth of like a tiny sink. That's what it is, right?
And it looks
Yes.
like goggles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing looks
Yeah, and
intimidating.
the water shoots up.
I'd be low key afraid to use it. Why can't you just use the sink? I guess it makes sense. If it shoots up.
Yeah, like a bidet for your eyes.
That sounds painful.
Eye bidet.
That might be the title. Like a bidet for your eyes.
That should be the title of our podcast. Since someone said she doesn't like it.
Me, 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 me. That's what I say to
Yeah,
that.
but guess what? She subscribed, so that's all that matters.
But she has heard of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone said they didn't like our title, Elena.
Oh, really? Were they
Yeah.
just
What was
being
that?
picky and mean?
I still didn't hear you.
Oh, were they just being picky and mean?
Yeah, kinda.
That's rude.
It's all right. Nobody
That's what
gets
I
it at
thought.
first.
Yeah, it is pretty childish, but I like it.
To be honest, I threw it out as a joke when we were talking about names for the titles for the podcast because I think we had gone through a bunch of different puns for it, and then
Yeah.
I finally was just like, "What am dreams?" And you were like, "Oh, okay, I like that one. Let's do that one." Tasha, what about you?
Okay, I had a dumb dream recently about an injury.
Oh, you don't say.
And I feel I feel like I talked to you that day, like on I think I texted you about like hurting my knee or something, um, the day before I dreamt it. Anyways, because in my dream, for this dream, I dreamt that I was outside and I was at like on the sidewalk next to a park and some bushes, and it was a nice day outside, and I remember watching people doing parkour in the park.
Please tell me that you try to do parkour in the park.
And so, Dream Me thought it'd be a great idea to also try to do parkour in the park. And
Oh my god.
so I just remember I was like, I'm gonna like run and dive jump into these bushes and like spring out like a freaking cat. And so that's exactly what I tried to do. I was running. I remember running in the dream. And then I jumped into some bushes, which happened to be thorny. And that's where it stopped because I got injured. That's where my parkour stopped. The dream didn't stop. I sw-
Dreams of becoming a professional parkourist.
no. I sliced open my leg in several places,
Oh.
and one of them was my knee. At first glance, they didn't look like very bad injuries. Um, but under more inspection, as I was sitting there in the park looking at my injuries, if I pulled the slice open just a bit, I could see my bone and muscle.
Oh.
So that was lovely. And I was like, oh, this is bad. So, um, I don't remember going to a hospital, but I remember arriving at one. Or maybe it was like an ambulance. No, it couldn't have been an ambulance. It was like, because it was something that was mobile, but it didn't seem like an ambulance. It was maybe like a mobile home. I don't know. Because somebody lived in it. And they were a medical professional and they were checking out my knee. And this person was like super rich and they were offering to pay for everything. And they're like, yeah, we could just stitch you right up, get you. I don't know why I had to like get into surgery, but they were prepping me for surgery to get like sutured back up or glued back up. And then everything would be fine. And he started showing me like what are those things called? They're not like they're not real limbs. They're like fake
Oh.
limb.
Prosthetic.
Yeah.
Prosthetic.
Yeah. He started showing me different prosthetic legs, and I was like, oh, I can use this one or this one. So apparently, I had to lose my whole leg in this surgery. And I was thinking to myself, well, I'm never going to do parkour again, but at least all of my medical bills will be paid for. And that's all I remember of that dream.
What I wouldn't pay to see you run and jump into some bushes trying to do parkour.
I don't know what the point of the bushes were. Like, what? I don't, I've not even seen that in real life with parkourists. They're like always running and jumping on walls and buildings and stuff. No, it was a bush for me. I was gonna try and jump out of a bush for some reason.
Just imagine it being like on the office. It's parkour. Parkour.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
So ridiculous. And the fact that like now you've just lost your limb because you cut it open.
And Jamie was like, "Oh well."
They're like,
Dream
oh,
took
you got
it
a cut on
very
it?
well.
What was that?
I said Dreamher took it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very agreeable. That's Tasha for you. She's so non-confrontational. If somebody tells her she needs to have a limb amputated, she's like, oh, okay, that sounds right.
Well, in the dream, she thought she was getting her legs glued back together or sewn back together just to wake up for it to be gone, which is crazy.
I feel like somebody's getting sued at that point.
Yeah.
Do we want to do one or two more, or do we want to just go ahead and go into recommendations?
Um, one or two more because I got a couple.
Okay.
Okay. I dreamt this one. Dang, which one do I want to do? I know Dustin's seen the show, but have you seen the show Resident Alien, Elena?
I have not.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Wait, do I need to see the show to understand your dream?
Huh?
Do I need to see the show to understand your dream?
No, no. So I can still tell it. I just have some characters in there from the show. Well, I guess it's just one character. Okay, so in this dream, I was on vacation, which I dream about often. Dustin can tell you. I was driving through the Grand Canyon with some friends, and we stopped at a motel to stay for the night. And
So wasn't there?
no, yeah, I don't know where he's been in my dreams lately.
You know what? I'm calling bullshit. This isn't even a real dream anymore.
No, it was. Okay, so we stopped at a motel, and I guess because my brain in real life knows that it gets really cold in the desert at night, in my dream, the motel was cold, 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 like freezing. And I guess their like heaters weren't working because the next day we woke up literally frozen. It was me and some girlfriends. We were frozen blue, like blue.
Okay.
Um, and we're like, we're still alive though, which is weird. So we're like, maybe we should go to the hot springs, which I don't think they have at the Grand Canyon, but they had it at the Grand Canyon.
So
Um,
this is a cartoon.
yeah, kinda. We're like, maybe we should go to the hot springs to, reinvigorate our bodies to warm us up. And then I remember, it was then that I remember recognizing um a character from Resident Alien. Her name was Asta, and apparently she was one of the girls on the trip with me. And we went to the hot springs. Asta was there, and we were playing around in the hot springs. And then some spiders started crawling on us in the hot spring. Aside from that, it was a lovely hot spring experience. But aside from the spiders, it was nice.
So more than one
Yeah, there were multiple. I don't know why
big, little.
they were tiny. But like, why in the hot springs? Oh, but anyways, that's all I
Much
remember
ado
of that
about
dream.
nothing.
Pretty
Tiny little
much.
spiders.
Pretty much. And that's all I remember of that dream. About spiders, my son
Yes.
recently drew us like we have like what's it called? Body markers for like fake tattoos. My son recently drew a spider on me, and I thought it was so interesting because it looks like in Peru, the Nazca lines, the big shapes of
Yes.
creatures. It looks just like that, like a
Oh.
straight-legged but eight-legged spider. And I was like, huh. Imagine if like aliens were just who made those were just like tiny children aliens. And that's how they interpret spiders. That was a weird tangent, but yeah, spiders.
Now that you said that though, it all. I watched recently for like only the fourth time probably the movie Signs.
Hmm.
Have you not seen that movie?
It's been years. Have you seen it, Elena?
That's still a really good movie.
It's been years and years since I've seen it. I would have to
Hmm.
watch it again.
I mean, it's one of the few movies that I actually like that M. Night Shyamalan has done.
I forgot Shyamalan did that movie.
Yeah, Shyamalan the Ding Dong. He did that movie.
Shyamalan a ding dong.
Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Rory Culkin. Good cast.
Yeah.
And I feel like the little girl might have been Abigail Breslin. I don't know. But she was so tiny in that, I couldn't really place her. Yeah, rewatching it, it deals a lot with crop circles and stuff like that, so, and aliens,
Aliens.
and not the lines kind of made sense.
Ancient aliens.
All right, well, you want to do one more, or are we
Sure.
ready to move on to recommendations?
Okay, I'll do one more and then I'm ready.
Okay.
But real quick, that you mentioned Joaquin Phoenix. Have you seen the trailer? Have you guys seen the trailer for the next Joker? I think
Joker?
it's gonna,
Yes,
yeah, it's gonna be a musical, I think.
it is.
Interesting.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's a really short trailer. It's just a teaser, but it shows Lady Gaga and her new Harley Quinn character. It's gonna be interesting. If you like the first one, it's probably gonna be a lot like that. So it'd be good if you like that one. Did you watch the
I
first one, Elena?
I'm trying to think, and I can't remember if I watched it or not. That's terrible. I have terrible memory sometimes.
Me too.
Well, it's Joaquin Phoenix, and he has that hideous laugh in that, and he laughs when he's like uncomfortable or upset,
I might
and he
have
can't
to
control it.
and watch it this weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, I check it out.
and then watch the trailer for the second one.
You know, it is really sad. I'll give you a heads up on that though. It's so sad. I
Mm.
thought, but it's his villain origin story.
But it's a brand new origin story for the Joker because that origin story has never existed for the Joker before.
So I'm interested in how Lady Gaga is going to play in that film.
Me too.
Okay, my last dream that I wanted to talk about was where did it go? Okay, in this dream, we were moving houses. I was moving to Terrell, of all places. I don't know why. It was specifically Terrell, though, that I remember.
I was out there
And,
the other night.
small world. And I remember getting an interview there because I knew if I moved, for some reason, I knew it was like 2 hours away in my dream. How far away is it for real? Do you know from like
Not that
where you are? It's not 2 hours far away?
no, it's like maybe 45 minutes.
Oh, that's funny. Well, in my dream, it was like 2 hours. I was thinking in my dream that I was going to have to leave my current district because that was too far for me, when in real life it's not really that far, but whatever. I was getting an interview in Terrell from a high school principal there, and it was basically I was pretty much hired on the spot because he started giving me a tour of the high school, and it was very agriculturally centric. The entire high school was, and part of the tour included taking me to like it was almost like a garage, like the mechanic portion of some high schools have like the mechanics shop class. And but in that one it was not mechanics. It was not like construction or anything. It was converting cow poop to gas. I don't know what that was about, but he was talking to me about how like environmentally friendly it was to do this and how much money the high school gets from selling this cow poop gas to the public. I was like, oh, interesting. And in a weird detail I remember is him like showing me the process of how it was made. And it included like pulling out, it kind of looks like, in my dream, it looked like the the gas thingy mabob at a gas station, the gas pump.
Yeah.
And when he pulled out the gas pump, he got a little bit of poo on him in my dream. He got a little bit of poo on his finger, and he kind of like wiped it off on his suit. And I was like, "Wow, that was gross." I thought that
We
to
call
myself,
that
but
ground gold.
I didn't say it out loud, but I thought it to myself. I was like, "Ew, how much more poo does he just casually wipe on his clothes?" But then he kept giving me a tour. Right after that tour, we went into like the kitchen portion because some high schools have like the culinary class. So right next to the garage was like the culinary class where they were making chocolates. And I was like, huh, this is alarmingly close to all the cow poop. And because it was like on the other side of the wall. And he was showing me all the chocolates and picking some up and showing me the chocolates. And I'm like, dude, you need to wash your hands. But I didn't say it out loud. And he was like talking to some other people who were also in the kitchen, and they were like shooting the shit in there, just hanging out. And he knew everybody's name, which I thought was nice. So he knew his whole staff, all of his staff's name. And but he was offering them chocolate with his unwashed hands, and I'm like, that's nasty. Don't eat that chocolate. And part of me was like thinking, is this is this chocolate or is this like an extension of the cow poop? But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Um, so yeah, that's basically all I remember of that dream. And also I remember like dreading telling my current coworkers who I'm really good friends with. I dreaded telling them that I was leaving. I hadn't told them yet, and I didn't tell them that I was getting that interview that day. And yeah, that's all I remember for that dream. Just a bunch of cow poop. I don't know what is up with the cow poop.
Dream you was like, this is a problem we need to solve. There's too much cow poop.
Cow pies.
We need
Convert
to
it to
figure out what to
gas,
do with all this. Yeah, exactly.
make some into chocolate.
That's what
No,
they did was they took all the moisture out of it, and that became gas, and then the hard stuff became the chocolate.
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, I feel like somebody would try it.
Mm,
Not I.
me either.
Maybe Bear Grylls.
Oh, for sure. That dude's eating all kinds of stuff. And he drinks his own urine. He's fine.
And in one episode, um, he took elephant poo, raised it up above his head, and then, drank the
Drank out of it.
moisture out
Yeah,
of it. That was
yeah.
so gross. When I first saw that, I was very alarmed. How could that be good for you? I don't know.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, in a real survival situation, maybe.
I would die.
You're saying you wouldn't stick a straw into some cow poop, some elephant poop?
Nope, not at all. First
It
of all,
was
I don't
so
know what I'd
nasty.
ever do. I think I would have a better chance of befriending the elephant and having it take me to civilization.
Then drink moisture from its poo poo. So chances are low then.
Yeah, I would walk up to the elephant and be like, "Hey, could you take me to wherever the nearest people are?" And if it didn't do it, I would just die.
I imagine you acting it out a little bit at first, like
A little
charades.
bit. Yeah. And then the elephant just, stomps on me because it's an elephant.
You're dumb.
It's like that stupid meme. I don't know if you sent it to me or what, but the one with the bear, and it was like bear walks into a bank to rob the bank. This is a holdup. Stick down, put their hands up, and they put their hands up. And the bear getting nervous because how'd you get so big?
Yeah,
So
that was
dumb.
funny. I sent it to you.
Anyway, I think it's time for recommendations.
It is. Recommendations.
Recommendations. All right,
Did Dustin
Elena, we
tell
didn't
you?
prep you for this.
Oh,
No,
Dustin,
I'm doing it now.
what the heck?
I forgot about it till just a little while ago. Uh,
Jeez, you just
so
put her on the spot for the first dream, and you didn't tell her about book recommendations slash movie recommendations.
we're learning on the go.
Not we, you, Dustin.
I'll be better prepared for next time.
Okay.
So you don't have to recommend anything if you don't want. We won't put you on the spot for that. But if you want to, we do a thing where we recommend uh, some form of media, whether it be book, movie, TV show, podcast, something else that we recommend to other people because we think that like having those uh, those stories and stuff in you can help spark more imagination in your game.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you have any um, books or anything that you are like, oh, you know what, that's amazing, I want to recommend that, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I just watched a movie on Netflix called The Little Things. It has so I'm not really good with actors, but I know it has Denzel Washington in it, and it's
Ooh.
crime kind of like mystery type movie where the detectives are trying to nail down a serial killer. I thought it was actually really, really good and really interesting. If you liked Mindhunter,
Okay.
this would be like right up your alley. And it's called The Little Thing.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, Denzel Washington could, you know, do anything,
Do
and I'd be like, oh yeah, take my money.
yeah.
You know.
You can do no wrong.
Yeah. It's on Netflix, so check it out.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a look see.
Okay, then I'll go next. Uh, I'm gonna recommend another crime thriller, psychological thriller, I guess, um, called Copycat. The movie's fairly old now. It came out in the 90s. And it's about a copycat serial killer. Someone
Oh.
who is killing people in the same, with the same MO that a normal serial killer that's already been caught, and they're trying to figure out who it is. Harry Connick Jr. is in it. If you know who that is, if you don't, that's fine. He's a great actor, and he also is a singer.
Hmm.
But yeah, very very good film. One of the first psychological thrillers that I ever watched. Yeah, it was in the 90s. So
All right. What's it called again?
Copycat.
Copycat. So, check it out. All right. I'm going to recommend a film that I don't think is streaming yet because we just watched it in the theater. We haven't been to the movies in so long, and we just went to the movies last weekend. It's called The First Omen.
Oh, okay.
In this film, it centers around a woman who is new at she's just recently moved and is staying with a new church. And in the film, she starts questioning her own faith. And if you've seen any of the Omen films, then I don't know if this might be a spoiler, so maybe I won't say it. But if you've seen any of the Omen films, then you know what's coming. But she starts questioning her faith, and terrible things happen around her. And then by the end, there's this sick, horrific twist that occurs. Yep.
Yeah,
And
I like the Omen series. I haven't gotten to see this new one yet.
yeah, it was very intense, I would say. I like, and I wasn't a big fan of the Omen series, but I did enjoy this film. I thought it was particularly scary. Not like jump scare scary, because I don't like those. I mean, I do like for fun, but for like a real scare movie, I don't like jump scares. So it was just like scary in an unsettling way, which is how a good horror movie should be. So if you're into the Omen series, if you're into getting truly scared to your core, if you're into movies about questioning your own faith, then check it out.
And you said it's right now. It's just in the theater, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think we did it. I think we're done.
We did it.
Elena, would you like to say anything before you sign off?
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
joining us.
You are welcome. We
Magnanimous Dustin.
no, we enjoy having you.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us this early in the morning.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah,
be better prepared next time.
yeah. No worries. I
Alrighty.
mean, the dream you gave us was really good anyway. So
Mm-hmm. So we appreciate it.
very much so.
Alrighty, Dustin, hit us with the outro.
Dun, dun.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening.
Little Dreamers is our Patreon tier that we have. It's $5. And that just helps to keep the channel running.
Listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible.
And you can find us on the socials at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't think we have a Facebook. Anyway, we're on YouTube.
It'll be in the works. Email us your dreams at whatmdreams@gmail.com. Feel free to send us your dreams that we can talk about.
Yeah, and then we can judge you for it.
And enjoy, and a little bit of judging, yeah.
All right, well, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you again. Bye.
Bye.
Nailed it.
Sha-sha-sha. Nailed it.
And I feel bad, asking people to get up this early.
Well, Well, kudos to y'all for doing this at 5 on a regular basis.
That's pretty regular. We've missed a couple.